recording it. Welcome to the screen. The tabs. Let's say this is the TrailMix we have. Admin at mcd.com. 1 to 3. And this is a syllabus. Oh, why is this? Okay, these are our, and this is the TrailMix we have. Hide floating controls. Oh my god, why my syllabus meeting is not opening? Let me close this off. Just a minute, I'll open the PDF so that it will be useful to you.
Okay.
What it says, the item is unavailable. Okay. Okay, here we are with setup and other stuff. So administration over exam overview. First, we'll check what is this. I think this talks about guide, right?
Yeah, it says what are the syllabus and
So
topics you
essential
have to
for new
cover.
admins and then other stuff you have. Okay, good enough. Jamsil, you're okay, right? So to discuss on to the certification
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
now.
yeah. I'm fine. I have, since I spoke to you last time on the trailer, you asked me to start with admin beginner. I am
Yeah,
doing that
even
part.
the admin beginner say this is a trail mix. What I say, what I'm trying to say is the trail mix.
Mm-hmm.
It is having the
I did not
combination.
know that there is something like this, so it's
Mm.
new to me.
No, no problem, no problem. So first we do beginner, then we'll get to know okay, this few things I've done, and again I have to look into like this. You think that's still fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. See, for the organizational setup, you don't have any separate sections here, so you can just jump in. What are the organization setup we have? Um,
So, I mean,
setup. Mhm.
the task actually represents the below modules. So, organizational setup is a heading, and the below modules are under that organizational setup. That's what I got to know. This organizational setup, below there is user
Oh, then is your
authentication.
setup.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's user setup, and there's up below some few
Got it, got
modules.
it, got
It's
it.
like that.
Okay. So
Oh,
then
okay. So that's like the heading for the.
Heading,
heading.
yeah,
Mm.
and then below are the topics under that
Yeah,
heading.
there we
Oh,
go.
okay.
See, task and the given percentage and the weight also they given it.
Yeah, that's what I realized
Oh,
later.
Oh,
I
see that
did the same thing what you did initially.
even I was not clear. We after we clear certification 4 5 years now we will hardly think through. See what is this? I
Yeah.
mean I didn't get into a such trail mix and see even frankly.
Oh.
Okay, here when I set an org setups, you see company information, locals, currency management, fiscal year. Did you see through this?
No.
No. So we went on to the at the very beginning class company informations.
Oh yeah, this one, yeah.
so that is
Uh,
when we are actually creating the. account, right? We give
Account,
all the
Yeah,
personal
details.
account we
information.
create, and then we have a company information here, and we say which language you are, which currency you're following, and
Yeah,
what is your org
I've not
ID.
seen this.
You didn't see this?
yeah.
Okay. No, we did not see this. At least I did not see this.
Oh,
The video which you
I
shared.
mean,
Okay, no
no, I
problem.
mean, when creating org, I think you showed this, like the personal account, company information.
Uh,
Then
mm,
I think
Oh,
that time Gemsel was not there, I guess.
oh, was that the first class?
Yeah, maybe first two classes.
Oh, maybe. I didn't see this. Even in the for recording, what Khan gave me, it's not there. I
no,
did not
you don't have a
Oh,
channel. I mean, I didn't give a channel to you, Jamsil, YouTube channel.
You gave me a channel, but in that I did not see this one. Like
Okay,
this page,
maybe
I
it
didn't.
would be too much of length, so you would have confused you what is it. I have no problem. Because it is like if it is generic one which I made a video, then it makes sense. So that was specific to people and people not talking about.
Mm,
Then I figured out what I want to do is I think I should have one generic channel, and I can if someone has some classmates, I should copy that particular chapter link and I have to send it. So that way maybe people will be at least helpful to see what's that. So
mm-hmm,
when I get time, I should do that. Not like ideally we explain this way, but should more interactive way.
mm-hmm.
So we'll do that later. But currently, okay, this is what the company settings and other stuff they talk about. And in other words, we have I thought like in the first video which you guys have seen, I thought this we've gone through. So no problem.
Yeah.
So
That
we're
video was like, I think it was done in December 20th or something, as far as I see the date on that video.
hmm, okay. In company information, what do you have? It talks about your organization name, and you wanted to have currencies. Which currency you want? Sometimes if you have want to have multiple currencies in your org, you can enable it. But this making them multiple activating currencies is the challenging one because your company is I'm handling multiple currencies. So currently, if you calculate A plus B is equal to C, something that you do, and you say in dollars, it's pretty easy. But when multiple currencies enabled, and you being in US and I being in India, for me it should show in me in Indian price. For you it should show in your US price. So likewise, multiple currencies enabled. So based on the time zones, the currencies will be displayed. So that's another case where when we enable with multiple currencies. So there are few errors will come in terms of multiple currencies when we're dealing in an hour. So that is the reason majority of the company they deal with only one single currencies, and they will have a currency converters to be placed. Let's say based on the org wise, if this is 25 USD, the next to that they will have a um, currency converted for time zone. Maybe if I'm logging from Indian zone and have my user set up with the current what is he GFT time zone with this, so I would convert to a currency respective currencies. It depends how the companies wanted to deal with currencies. So this is one section, and fiscal year starts. So every financial year of a company, maybe in India, it starts with after March. So we say, so March is the account closure and the tax we will pay for it and everything's done. So April will be the starting of the month in India generally. So in that case, a company can have a quarters in the sense one, two, three, four. This is the first quarter financial year. I have earned this much amount, and they submit the bills to the company. And for the second quarter, so they earn this much amount, and what is the tax amount they paid for the government. So this all indicates how much the growth they are getting into one quarter of the quarter. So fiscal is the one which helps out to calculate that particular company how it operates. Every company has to submit this fiscal year things to their the government, because based on this only the tax would be collected, or else they would not know. Maybe the government has introduced the policies where every 3 months you have to submit your quarters and what is the results you have. Please pay the tax on the time. So if you see a fiscal years, even the fiscal years they have a quarters here, the period which they say quarter or whatever. Um, First quarter is maybe 3 months they keep it, or 4 months they down the line, whatever they wish. So standard fiscal years and custom fiscal years we have. So all this talking about standard financial year is January, which idle case. If you're not with Jan, if you want to have a complete custom things, so then we can enable this. By doing this, what happens is you don't have an option to get back to the standard fiscal years. Of course, in custom only we can do whatever the standard is you're doing it. What you maximum doing it, you're choosing January and then ending the month you're giving it up. So once you enable the custom, you can also set the same thing. You can define a custom fiscal years that matches your company finance planning. So based on that, we can do it. Look at this quarters these guys are doing it. They we have 4 weeks per month or 5 weeks per month. They can also manage. But however, they're talking about, look at this 3 month structure. 4 weeks plus 5 weeks. However, this all will fall into the 1/4 of 3 months overall. It all depends on you how you want to manage it. So this is what they're talking about a fiscal year settings. And you see, enabling this will not reversible. That means you cannot disable and get back to standard. And you cannot revert standard fiscal years. However, you can define a custom fiscal years if you don't want to revert something on this. Once you enable this, if you enable the custom fiscal years, then you are absolutely dealing with the custom fiscal years. So after enabling a custom fiscal years, so you need to check on a custom fiscal years, what is the quarterly things you want to do, what is the period thing you want to do, and a quarter name. You can all get the custom fiscal years here. How do you want to manipulate here? 12 years once you want to manage, or 4 quarters per year that type you want to manage, or 4 weeks per this type you want to manage. So everything you have a dependency on this. You can still create it.
One small question. So, all this information you usually give when you're creating an org, right? Or else,
Yeah, yeah.
when do
This is
you?
this is this is the information. Who is setting it is basically this is the org setup, right?
Yeah, yeah, that is what.
This comes under
Okay,
the org setup. Let's say you
okay,
are some financial based company, and maybe any other company who ideally have to come up with this without the
okay.
without the fiscal plan they cannot have any idea, because everyone has to be an accountable for taxable. And that's the reason while you're setting up an org, if you're XYZ company very new to Salesforce and all your operations are doing it in Salesforce, so who should be like an admin, they should help them out, saying that what is your time zone, what you are logging with, what is your currency type. This we asked to that particular company,
Yeah, yeah.
and some
So,
Salesforce guy admin would be there for him, them to answer all of this question. They were here set at the very beginning stage. If,
okay, okay. So if we go as if we are, I mean, for example, if we got hired for a company, I'm like
Mhm,
talking in real time. So
mhm,
this all will be already set up. We don't have to again go do stuff like
mhm.
that,
Yes,
right? As a
99%.
admin, if I'm, yeah, okay,
99%.
okay,
If the company itself is new, and so they're
yeah,
expecting that, or maybe let's say you went to a company, you joined in there. So Salesforce they wanted to buy it out. So prior to that, they've hired you.
okay,
Now that's a company which is doesn't have any Salesforce guys, but you are the first member who to join there, or maybe another guy who joined. So two people you think you are there, and now the company wanted to buy a Salesforce stuff, and wanted you guys to set up all the stuff. Maybe this is a 1.00.1 percentage, where
okay,
already Salesforce guys only would do all the setup and then give to the company. Getting so let's
okay,
say I'm a
okay.
sales guy who dealing with you. You are the company guys who came in to purchase
Yeah,
out.
understood.
While
Yeah,
talking the first level connection only, they would have given you all this information. So do you want to set up
gotcha.
now only? Whatever fiscal years they follow through. If they have answers, they would do it at the right time, or else they can do it later stage also. That is what they do it.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, got it.
So weekday start day is Monday for us. Fiscal year is 2022. Starting is on. So okay, Jan first one you think you started. Week start day it will be Monday for us. Mm, any other customization that you want? Like this particular year, this particular quarter, quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, they're distinguished here. Look at this. I think this you can enable in your personal logs to set up the custom fiscal year settings. Numbered by
Okay,
year, numbered by period, number by year. They don't have much questions onto this, but still, I want to say that can you enable a fiscal year settings? So yes, custom one, yes. Is it reversible or no? It is not reversible. Then come here. So what type of mechanism they follow through? Okay. So they have three options where in one 12 months you go, or a 4 month strategy you go, or 3 month strategy you go. So that one, and then based on that you want to have any advanced customization for each quarter you can go and modify. That flexible we have. So as a part of beginner, that is the maximum you can have. Ask questions to you.
Okay, okay, okay.
So now the
I
fiscal year
mean,
is
I
set
don't
for
want to delay today's class, but yeah,
no no
sorry.
no, it's still fine. So that's the reason somehow we're getting a point. What I asked is like, you guys, you found something in trailheads and please get to me. So I'll give a points to you. I see. I would have gone to the so many things inside, but
Yeah,
our course may not have really structured to that level, or maybe new syllabus is coming for the trailheads to add on to the admin stuff. Maybe all this not revised. Still fine. So when you're preparing it, you have a questions, you can ask it. So for org
okay,
setup,
okay.
these are the few things which is very important. So company information, we see locals, search results. Okay, on the top, what you wanted to get a search results. I think for each and every object, the search results we give it. What you wanted to have a search results.
Okay.
So we have not enabled any instantial. That's okay. This search results talks about are you trying to do a search in where? Like within the object or the universal level? What we call this as this search is for this entire org.
So
When you come to
global.
yeah, global. So when you come to a setup, you search a global search for this entire setup. When you go to any applications, that means you are searching the record specific to that particular any other object. If it is present, it will come back and show us, "Hey, these are the records present in so and so objects." So basically, this is for setup global, and that is for records global. Okay, and I think that is what they're talking here. Oh my God, so many
Okay.
places. Let me close this. Hmm. And default setting fiscal custom list views. I think we see this in every. What is it? Okay. Look at this particular page, fiscal year settings, the custom fiscal year settings. So they didn't move to Lightning Experience. I didn't switch out to Lightning Experience to Classic. Still, this resides in Classic only. I think. Guys, you getting what I'm trying to say? We were here only, no? We enable the
Yeah.
custom fiscal year, right? The moment I do want a kind of custom fiscal year settings, I clicked on to configure it. It jumped into a Classic page. So that means what? Salesforce didn't move this particular UI still to a Lightning Experience. Still, this is residing Classic only. So that means what? They are not managing their all company level fiscal settings in this Salesforce are. They might have their own tools to define all this stuff because they're not doing any tax calculations here in this R. So they may have some other SAP tools to manage out their accounting stuff. So there they would have defined their own fiscal year calculations, all the stuff there. May not be using. If an org has been getting signed up here, may not release at the fiscal year and all. It is a part of the application. Maybe if you require, you can do it, or else no problem. Getting like you guys have already an
Yeah.
SAP system we are managing for all the accounting stuff and doing there, and all your fiscal has been already been set up there. So why you will do the same thing in another applications unless you are completely migrating it? Like we see, your HR applications would be in one, and your LMS leave management will be in one, and your success factors who we define the performance achievements for every quarterly we say and we give an appraisal, right? So that will be in a different application, and your application which is actually doing the consumer stuff related, it will be in a Salesforce thing. So all these are different applications, right? So may not be again they all connected. So in that case, if you really want to set up that in Salesforce, you can do it, or their existing systems still they would carry forward for the accounting stuff. It depends. That is what I'm trying to say.
So this is not mandatory to set up in Salesforce org
Not
in case.
mandatory.
Okay.
It's all about your application that you're dealing all with here, and you don't want to calculate something on the revenues, fiscals, all that you want to do it here. You may have an XYZ application also. So this is an option sales is already be giving. If someone comes, "Hey, this is my system, I would relay here only." For them, it is okay. You manage everything here on. Go ahead. Not all the companies does the financial management in Salesforce. That is what I'm to say. Mm, Otherwise, look at this platform basics. I think we are talking about how to navigate to a page case. I think that those are the talking about this. Let me check.
Yeah, that's what it says actually. It says what Salesforce, how do you use case them.
Mhm. I think understanding the Salesforce architecture, use the cases for the platform, start with Salesforce platform. This is all I think we have talked about.
Yeah,
Navigate.
you
I
did.
think I've opened the image and I showed you how drawn and explained you what are the
Yeah.
things we have. I think they are explaining you.
Yeah.
So company information profiles, login history, majority I think we have covered here. Just you have to quickly glance this guys. No any options you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Yeah.
material you have, you can do and then challenge it, take 100 points. Okay, earn 100 points and just move on. So
Mm-hmm.
no any other options. Maybe 1 or 2 points will be there for an addition to learn. I don't say that you can't or always we have additional points. They also can have, and of course there are product owners. They would have much more information here because they are doing a release wise. They can add 1 or 2 points here. Um, Discover use cases for this platform. What are the use cases? They would talk about use case. Someone is like having multiple emails and still they're communicating only with the emails to track the customers. So crazy. So if you have some applications, look at this. This lady is having mobile and she's managing her application on the go travel also. If not, she has to sit open laptop and then to check all the emails what is happening. So in emails they would have a client communications. So this is so crazy. So what are the other easy way they have dealt with to handle you? So I think this is use case which they're talking about where and all our platform can be used. This is actually a nice one. If I talk about a finance for budgeting, contract pricing, we can use it. If I talk about a product, any warranty, pre-production testing, and product ideas and innovations, we can use there. I mean, this is the idea who our employees are working, how you can customize the platform into. If you say supply chain, yeah, procurement, vendor management, logistics, all this we can implement and we can work with this. If say operations, all the asset and facilities and merger acquisition, any business related agile stuff that you can deal with here. So basically, this they say is how effectively we can use our platforms to build an application. So they have given a 4 sectors here. So like this multiple sectors they have given in a big other PDF. So in each sector, how we can work with what are the different types of applications we can bring in. So one of the four, I think they have got it here and then explain this management you can build here. This management you can build here. That is what they're saying it here. Mm, High impact, low effort. So how I think so. This is they're trying to help out how easy we can build. How much effort it take to build this, and how you get deals to close with, or else if you miss out the client information, you will lose the deal. So how do you effectively use the platform? That is all about it. Understanding the Salesforce architecture. Hmm. Okay, so let's take 2 minutes here, and then if we can talk. So here's a platform which is same. A platform could be a force.com platform. Today, what we are trying to build an application, or we have so many other platforms like say, IoT platform. We have Lightning platform. We have Heroku. We have. So what are these? On top of this, we try to build an application. Heroku is the open platform where anyone can build any applications like say PHP, Java, other XYZ application they can build. But the platform is owned as a Salesforce. So Lightning, any other Aura or LWC components you can build so that you can merge with the Force.com platform. So whatever the application that you're building, you can have a custom application to build. So you can have Lightning components to do it. So using all of these platforms, they have prepared the multiple applications. That is what at the top level you see all the applications: sales, service marketing, community, analytics, apps, commerce, IoT, Quip, and App Exchange. App Exchange again has multiple applications which may be built on any of the downside platform. So all the top applications what you see are built on the platform for sure. See, if sales or service, I say it is built on the force.com platform for same. Of course, in sales or service, even we may have a lightning applications also been lightning components also can be merged there. Or if you have any third-party Heroku application also would have been merged there. Or in some analytics like instant analytics also we can use it here. So it is just like one stop where you can have multiple things connected there. So that's the reason they said on the downside totally it's a platform. You can build an application on top of the platform. These are the applications we have. So I think one of the in a video we have sort of talked about trust.salesforce.com where it says how many servers we have for part of the Salesforce. If you want to check the system security status, trust.salesforce.com what it says is how we built and how system is running through and what security we have. All this they talk about. For example, if they talk about system status, how many servers we have, what is the server currently running through. If my server, if I'm residing under some Europe region, if something goes wrong, where it went wrong. For that they say it here. So this is for Salesforce. This is for Tableau. These many applications Salesforce acquired. You think Tableau they've acquired, Heroku they've acquired, Paradot they acquired, MuleSoft they acquired, Data.com. All whatever you see is these are the software company Salesforce have acquired. So for each and everything they're maintaining separate status of servers. When it comes to security, you guys there?
Yeah.
Okay, there was a time down. It's gonna expire, so for the meeting you have to rejoin again.
Yeah.
Okay.
One time I was talking like I think now the meeting is already went end, and then I'm keep talking.
Oh.
Now the same thing I got a quick. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, compliance engineer. So are we compliant with the customer data? We are preventing it. All this compliance they're talking about. So did you guys see the status anytime?
No.
I think you showed this to us about.
Yeah. Status servers. It talks about how many servers instances we have.
Yeah.
Let's say Salesforce services. How many servers for the Asian Pacific region we have, and
Oh,
performance,
maybe
and
I
then
missed. I don't know.
mhm, no problem. So that's the reason they have a TrailMix. Go ahead for the certification. Whatever you see, you should be having it. Okay. So
No.
if someone asks you trust our status, it's all about talking about our servers, our security, our compliance against the sales products. If they say how well your servers are running up and running, you say, hey, for only for the sales for Service Cloud, we have 293 instances. This many servers we have. And for each area, let's say for Asia Pacific, so almost how many we have? I don't know this count. Here, I don't know the number here, but this many servers you think you
Hospital.
have, or else if only for the American region, if you see, well, this many we have 293 instances they have. Um, Overall, it's 293. One is converting, one is already recording. Okay, no problem. So I was saying about these many servers we have in terms of talking about um, a platform basics on what type of a security cloud that we're following in. Okay, if someone asks about you, what is metadata in Salesforce? What do you say?
What? Come again?
In Salesforce, someone if you ask, generally metadata is a common thing. It's not only for Salesforce. It's what do you mean by metadata? If you say what to do,
I mean,
Data
multiple
about data.
hmm?
users.
Which one?
Mul-
I'm saying about metadata.
It
oh,
says it's data about
data
data.
about data.
Mm.
Oh,
What does
Okay.
it mean in the layman term? Can you
yeah,
explain
that's
it?
like
Uh,
we databases. Yeah.
So that is the reason I just point. I wanted to highlight this point. So in layman terms, if you understand, that will be good enough. Yes, of course, we know it's a data about another data. So why we talk as a data? Look at this. Now let me open a Visual Studio. I mean, just understanding a theoretic way is fine. So get a point of practical of what they're talking about metadata. So that will be useful to you. Let that Visual Studio open. I'll show you. So today, you guys, whatever you create here in Salesforce, even the fiscal settings, whatever you've created here, this is again a data. Yes, the data is a what? You can give a Jan, and then you say ending month is this, and you saved it. This is actually data. And over to this, there's a configuration. What is that? Fiscal year. What is this? The other one there? It is what? It is a Salesforce org. So we are under the a chain of one inside the another one. For example, if I say custom object, first what is custom object there? Custom object name, and what are the fields we have, and under that you can say what type of data you can store it. Or two times it open. Now let's say this is the one we have, and whether I don't know objects have been populated here. No objects. Okay. Any components we take it here, you have a class which you have written some logic, whatever it is. Associate to that, there's an XML file. It tells about, hey, this is Apex class type, and this is a version, and this is an active. So this is the component which is helping you to move from one R to another R. So we know that this is the original class where you have actual program logic is present. Now you can't get only with this .cls file to move to one R to another R. So you need to have along with the metadata file, you need to move with. So what it just says is this understands a flat text, but along with this, it makes sense. Okay, this is the Apex class which is going in, and from which location to which location. So that way it is. For example, if you want to type an email, you can have a flat text message, but it's just a flat text message, unless and until you send with a to, from, and then all you type it, and then you click on a send button. Only it goes to the destination, or else it's just a flat message. It has not been sent across. To do send from one place to another place, we need to have meta file. Like this is about the compatibility of my org. Let's say I am working in 50th version, and I have to say which type of a file which I'm trying to send. It's an Apex class type. Under the Apex class, okay, the class which you written is of having some data, maybe some class values inside this. This I have to move from one area to another area. Now, why we have to have this all this meta files thing? For us, people who are working at the UI level, they will easily understand. Okay, this is some configuration settings. You saved it, and you move the one component from one place to another, or via through chains that we have. All this you guys are seeing at the UI level. But how do I know this component is 100% moving the whatever the configured stuff from one place to another place? Or what is the idea that we have when I want to move this component? It is so easily it's moving from one place to another place, or one or to another org easily. It's because of the meta file. What we have, it is helping out to move from one place to another place. Now, what I do say is, if I say metadata here, it is having about a data about an Apex class and what that class version is. If you check that, we will get these classes what we're dealing with. So ideally, it is a data about another data which we are trying to send it. Of course, this is a data, right? Metadata is what? It has an XML. In this XML,
Yes.
if you just go through this, if you see this metadata of these versions, you will get a bunch of categories. So now in this category, we are saying that I want to send an Apex class.
So it is just like a web service
Mm,
because I'm just saying soap.force.com. So is it like a soap service which has got a lot of XML within
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And I think it is huge. I think so. That's the reason it's taking time to load it. It'll have
Okay.
9 MBs. So what I'm trying to say is this meta file will have all the sales structures, like how you see Apex class, custom object, custom field. So many sections it will have. So it cannot be reached. It's a private, I think. Look at this. Okay. Now another area will I'll tell you. We have something called
So
package.
is it like what is that? Not a zip file. Is it like a zip file of all the classes we have created?
No, no,
Like
no.
we package it?
I'll give an example here. Look
Okay.
at this. This is a package and XML namespace. In the namespace, we have this. And
Right.
what they're trying to say is, hey, you can get all the classes, you can get all the components, you can get the pages, you can get the test suite, you can get the triggers, you can get all what are the components of the version 50. Now this is a whole bunch of package we are trying to retrieve it. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the point about this? If you talk, we are trying to retrieve all of this component in this Apex class type of. So I would just get is that of type classes. I'll get all this and I store it here. Today, if you have in RR, if you have 200 classes you written, all the 200 classes it will pull and then it will display here. Maybe only two classes I've written, I've got it here. Getting? So what this structure it says is this is an XML file which has the data about which I should pull about all the Apex class, pull about all the Apex component, all the Apex pages. Getting? So like
Okay.
this, we may have other hundreds of um, types which we would have defined in this. So basically, this is a metadata. What I'm trying to say. Inside this metadata, if you see each one have a separate section of multiple classes. Apex component is same. So wherever you see Aura components, there are multiple things. And if you see pages, so you see somewhere like pages here.
So is it like a war file? It is trying to pull all the components from our.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
what we're
Okay.
trying to say is this one a type which defines what I need to bring it up. And of course, this is a meta file where I'm saying bring all of the other data. So this is actually a data. It contains to pull all other data as well associated to this. And while I'm doing this, if I wanted to deploy this type of a component from one or to another arc, it will be easy because each and every class will have their own meta files like this.
Mm-hmm.
So while a component or while one arc to another arc where they're connecting and talking, so they talk to this rather talking to this.
Right.
So meta to meta, they will connect. Okay, what type you are guys? Okay, Apex guys, come this side. Okay, you are in a pages. Okay, come this side. So they talk in a meta structure of what type you are. So look at this. This they are having a type of Apex class. Okay, you are type of Apex class. Okay, now are we deploying Apex classes? You go to that section. Look at this. Everywhere we have
Name of
in
the
the
class.
name of the class. And
Okay.
then if
Okay.
you
That
here if you
makes
say
sense.
so, it depends like what type of things that we are deciding and then sending it out. So I'm just saying we have a close connectivity to what we're trying to do it. So I'm saying a meta file will have a data of other files, what we're trying to send, what we're trying to do it. And why I want to show is always and also the entire org is of metadatas.
Right.
It's just like whole bundle. If I talk
Yeah.
this is an org, this org entire setup is like a bundle. It's just like a configuration, configured bundle, out of which one main production version would be there. From there, all bundles are been created, replicated to multiple peoples, and people start using it. Getting if you're having a bank account, so one big bank is there, so we all going to the bank and registering it. So the moment you register for you, so they're giving a whole bundle to you. Like you guys can do saving bank, current bank, and other stuff. You can access ATM. You can access this, that. This is all a whole bundle, right? You just signed up to that particular bank. That's it. So they give an access to your whole bundle. Here also the same way. You have registered with Salesforce, so I should give a whole bundle. What you can play with, what you can create with, and what you can do with. Is getting? Can you correlate with what I'm trying to say?
Uh,
So you are been setting up with Salesforce. That means the org which you try to register, all of that what you can play with. You can create applications. You can be use of it. You can make others to use it. You can do whatever you want. The same way, while I'm just getting into a bank, I'm trying to do a sign up account. With the help of the bank, I can deposit my money. I can have a saving type. I can have an insurance type, whatever. Plus this amount, whatever I have, I can transfer to someone else. Out of this, I can do another multiple parent accounts also I can create. I can create a joint account also I can create. However, I'm a one simple guy. I can do so many options. Getting so as an individual, when I get into a bank, I get a bundle. So as you are guys who are trained like a company, you just get into Salesforce, you want that whole bundle to access with. So every time when we register for that, we get a whole bundle. Getting so same way which I'm talking is Salesforce is one big ecosystem. So every guys where they go it, so they register for it. So they give whole bundle as a repository or like the entire or they give it to you. Now you can play with that whatever you want. It's just a copy of whatever it is existing. Like how do we create account? We know in an account, let's say in the saving bank, whatever. So they give us the all the stuff related to saving bank and access. So now getting into Salesforce, you're getting an org. Okay, take this entire org setup, take to you, you play with it. So why I'm saying this is when you have a created org, you could see the whole bundle here. Start from application profiles or classes, layouts, whatnot, all we have. So why only specific this type we got it if you see, because in my meta files, whatever they say, I've only given a type of this. There are hundreds of types, I didn't give all of them. So if I say static resource here, is that static resource folder has been populated for me. If I say test suite, test classes, if it's something is there, that is populated for me. If I talk about custom objects, if I pulled here custom objects, that would have been populated here. So whatever I populate here, it will come down and sit here. If I populate as many I want, then all the things would come and sit here. That means what? The entire org you can take a backup of it. So whatever you change, the same configuration you can move to one org to another org. So this is where you try to move a manual process of moving from one org to another org. What is the other way to use change set something we have in Salesforce where you from UI you move it from one component from one org to another org. Guys getting?
Yeah.
This is where we see a manual or maybe if I ask you, tell me about your background, you say you tell about your college and where you brought up all you say your background, right? So when I say what is your background to this particular org, if you ask, okay, these are the components which I have. This is how a program will understand what are the things I have in each sections. But for you, you see only the UI. You guys we see only the UI. Okay, org setup, this I have enabled, this I have enabled. Okay. So you see at the UI level, but each and every concept in the background are having this type of a structure and then XML files associated. So that is the reason you can move one component to another component so easily because we know at a component level what is there inside. So this is what absolutely we say a data within a data. Class is actually if you say data, under that we have so many classes. Getting? So this is all a structured way of storing a data where how do you move from one place to another place using a meta files we are trying to move from one place to another place. So that is the background of it. That's it. If someone asks you, yes, what type of deployments we're carrying on? So ideally at the background level, you think, okay, a meta file is moving from one place to another place, one or to another or. For us, how do we see? You add a component, one place to another place it is moving. In UI, we see that add here, go to the destination. Now you are in dev org, select, choose a source org, maybe SIT, upload. So a file has been uploaded there and you go there and deploy it. That is what in the UI we see it. But background, these are the components been pulled with meta file and they chosen to the target org, it gone reached to there. If today you send an email, let me open an email. I sent an email, you would see only at the UI level what has been sent and what you do it. So, but there's a deeper level of seeing the email also. Let me check any sent email I have. Hope at least I should have one. No. Okay, no problem. Let me compose and send to myself. So this is email which I have. Test email I'm seeing. See, guys, this is the an email which we usually see as UI. Think that we are sending a component. See, I am a training batch, some email I have, sfbest@gmail.com. So this is the sender. You think this is a dev. Okay. This is the SIT you think, which is going components. You added a component, you sent it. That's all. We sent it. Components in there from here. Now let me come to here. Component you send from here. Component should receive at the destination. Send it actually. Yeah, to me and sent. Hello. Hmm. Hmm. Test allow. This is a message I got it. What do you mean by this? You have created a component dev and you try to push to the SIT that has reached here. Now, how did it send? What are the ways it is sending? We know it is a text message. Just get in here. See any types you have. Show original. If we show original, only then I'll get to know what is moved from the background. Like I'm showing your original, what is going at the background. Okay. Look at this. What is original? Meme version, subject from to what is the content type? What was the message inside that? And what are the content types we have? And other things we have to the destination. This is again an XML version only. Even they have made it as pretty easy. Google won't say an XML way where we cannot read the XML structures. Yes, getting this again XML way, but they have parsed it in at least readable format they have given because a client is seeing this show information. So original message this and created this from this and text message in a readable table format. Google has given this. Earlier they used to show this more even a flat text message they were showing it. Now in a decent way they're showing in a table.
Mm.
So
So
what I'm
all meta files are XML.
yeah, that is easy way to
Okay.
carry from one place to another place. That's the reason SOAP is
Oh,
still using the XML type.
yeah.
See, this is a pre-class raw message text they're given it here. So Google has hidden the XML file. So way back I was able to inspect and check what the XML that you're sending it. Look at this. That is what they printed. It's a complete text they printed here. After I inspect also I can see this much. But ideally what I'm trying to say is you will have an XML file communicating from one end to another end. So
Mm.
what you saw at the UI is just simple. Hmm? What you saw at the UI was just simple enough. So this is the simple message that you sent it. But if you see the original background, we have this type of information which is going in. So likewise, you are moving a component from one to another RAR. At a background, if I check investigate what type of a file that you have sent, what type of a field it is, custom field, standard, or what it is talking about. So all these structures all would be in a meta file which has been sending from one to another R. Because overall, it is one big package. Out of that, we are extracting one small record and then doing change and then we are pushing it. Programmatically, all they understand only the meta files. So we assume that in UI we're sending it. Getting? So always we don't know the background world what has been sending. So this is the background world or original area where we can go do it. But to test this and all, you should be an experience where you cannot go check record and you cannot modify and then do save it. Or you have this, you cannot delete this and then you save it. So it's not no in a recommended way. Who are authorized to check this background unless they're experienced, because you're touching the manual process of the values. Wherever this, if you do from one place to another place from here, you're trying to do a manual process. What is automated way? Which you don't see this at all, and just him moving the components on automated way. Where we went on Gmail, we just clicked on compose, and then to subject done, send it. You did not to populate anything at the background to ID at that ID you didn't change at all. Look at this. Did you go change any content type? You
No.
didn't expect it all, right? So you're just simply
Mm.
sending a message. You did simply attaching it. You did not worry about what content type it should be. You're adding a color, you're adding a table, you're adding an emojis, whatever you want, you're adding it and sending it. But this application of the
Okay.
background, it should understand, okay, he is attaching a file, that should be our content type of maybe, um, okay, attaching a file, multi-part should be involved. Something like multi-part should be involved. Why? Because you're attaching some images, so multi-part is required. Okay, he's sending a plain text, so the content type is simply a plain text. It's attaching something like other images, then again multi-part. So like that, system would understand it, create on its own what should be the part of it. So we are not doing anything as such stuff. So ultimately, what I'm saying, this is an automated way. You're just simply sending one place to another place. Background. This is the process we have. This is all where you do a manual change and manual save and manual do deploy it. Only for developers or other guys, it would be a good place to touch here. I recommend only developers to touch here. Even if the admin guys are trying to extract and download, then what they will understand, what they will change here. So ideally, DevOps or a developer guys can touch it here and then they can try to deploy it back.
Okay.
Okay, it's a big explanation, but still, to understand, one day if you guys are developers, you should know what we are doing with metadata, why this metadata will be really important. Still fine. And what is that other stuff? Yeah. So one thing which we're talking about, understanding the architecture. Yeah. So this guy says about multi-tenant. Did you guys got an idea why this guy is saying multi-tenant?
Yeah.
I said you, Salesforce being a whole, what is it? It's a big product. From out of that, we extract or we try to create a small bundle to you and then give it to you. Like in a given example of a new account when you're trying to get an SBI bank, we have given a small amount to you. That means so you cannot access your bank cannot access the login. Let's say I logged into my account, I cannot see Tushira's or I cannot see Gemsil's account information. So it is having it is not monopolized, right? I cannot see your information, right? So that way, each and every org when we create, what I'm trying to deal here in this org, no one others can see. It is all our own private space they given from a public area. So who what is the public area? If you think public area means what? All people can go create an account. It's a public, anyone can come and create an account. Suppose that you are dealing with your own account. So you are private to your account. No one can see yours information. Getting whatever you're playing with your account, who knows? To whom you're sending, who knows? So we don't have that information. But Salesforce can monitor what you're doing with. As an account, they can see what you're doing, they can monitor. But you have an account, I have an account, Jamsil has an account. We three are independent. We never communicate to each other. May not be required also. My information is not shared across you or your information not shared with me. So that is what it all talks about. When you are so when you have such a big org, you have a dedicated space of your own account. I have my own account. We share the resources of the bank which has been given. Let's say their website address which is given. I go there, I log in, I see my account, what I do want to do it. But that's a shared environment, shared link they're given. Everyone has their own account. They do all their stuff with their own account, but they are not sharing anyone's information. So they have given me a dedicated login account to me. I'm working on to that login account only. I need not to work with anything. So otherwise, they are saying example of a big apartment. Yes, we share our own space, so we don't show what my sofa color is to all the others or what my TV is to others inside my room. But all we're trying to use the same electricity and then water, which has been shared across. The same which I'm giving, yes, the same website been across. We are using across. Let's say your bank account to log in to that bank account. We are all using the same website URL. But after that, I get inside, it is all on my own space. Guys, getting what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
Some jumps did you got a point here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I was just talking in terms of a technical plus the layman terms already they've given. I need not to explain this. Okay. All this you guys are understanding about the platform basics so far. Navigator, we know how to do the power app of an app exchange. App Exchange, I think we have a chapter. Install the managed
Overview
package.
about the
Yeah, so 21
sure,
chapter will
sure.
have. So we'll talk about not only just like talk at high level, we'll try to install the package and we'll try to manage how we, if you want to have, we can configure, we can install the app exchange to our application. All that we'll do. So that way, platform basics we are good. So user authentications. Okay, when you log in, when you want to sign in from, let's say this is my company laptop you're thing, and I wanted to access to all the other small applications which is tied up to this company. For example, I said like leave management system is a different application, and my performance rating is a different application. So now, if based on the user who are logged in, I'm having an SSO to connect. Just I need to open the link. That's enough. I need not to sign in again because this would have been LDAP configured here. So all the passwords are stored universal. So if the link is open to that associate link, this is the password it could be because they are reaching to our LDAP file maybe. So my configuration is already there. So it is going automatically login. So what I'm trying to say is if you have a single sign-on connected to multiple application, you need not to sign in at all. So you can easily get into a link. For example, here this is an account we have where I have this many accounts. You think Gmail account this many I have. I should be able to open any of these and then have a same passwords. Then it's fine. Or every time if I give a password, that's a crazy thing. For Gmail, same password. For App Exchange, same password. For a Salesforce, same password. For my Outlook, same password. So why I should give multiple times? If I have a single sign-on configured in this laptop, just open, access, go on. You not to keep repeating the stuff. So that feature with people are entertained and it is good and it is useful to people. You not to sign in multiple times. So that has been widely used now. So user authentication, see, domains are used. So again, people talks about multi-factor authentication. So you log in, we give OTP to you. So you see OTP. See already first of all username and a password you given, and again we're sending in a to your mobile OTP or to your email OTP. That OTP number you have to enter it. Only then we allow you to log in. So it is two factor. First level factor is user authentication. Maybe your username and email password you are given it. Again, we're sending an OTP. You are entering the second time authentication, which is OTP. So we call two-factor authentication. I think you know this. We've been just talking about.
Yeah. Hey, I'm so sorry to say this, but I think I have to go at 9 o'clock. I mean, I think in 20 minutes.
No problem. So I'll stop
Uh,
maybe in 1 minute.
it's okay. You can no. You can continue the class with Jamsil. I'll have the recording right. I
For
mean,
Jamsil also is late now. So I should leave her at any cost. Before 10 o'clock only I should leave it at. Now 15 minutes has been done.
It's
Anyway,
okay.
otherwise this is all account live. This is all normal thing, guys. So okay, no problem. So if this is having too many of informations, we'll again match up with this also. Maybe this is again useful for your certification preparation, right?
Mhm.
So again, we'll cover up each of the points. We'll keep on going in. And I know our syllabus is still cover up all those. This is my main agenda to cover up because
Mhm.
this is not talks about only about the certification. It talks about real time how to work in a project. So where I have a sales cloud and service cloud marketing for talk about here, how really a sales cloud, as an applications how they're working. So that I will explain here. And otherwise, you have a relationship. So in this particular course material, it's not only about the beginner admin. So we have advanced admin concepts also. This admin
okay.
201, it's a beginner's exam.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Advanced
okay.
admin is we have something I don't know 301 some certification name. In advanced admin, if you see a concepts, those also we have in a syllabus. So this is math such a way that okay, you are we think that you are a beginner plus intermediate to the combinations we give some syllabus. So where ideally which are the things used in a project scenario, that is what been matched here.
Okay.
Maybe 50 to 60% of syllabus of our exam and 30 to 40% of your maybe when you join a company real time scenarios like no intermediate admin stuff. But however, we will try to cover up if they're asking the basic things. We can start. Let's say data security. This all will talk. Identity basics. Who are the device who logged in? Who checked it? Activity management specialist. Hmm. I think the majority of this we are covering it here. Accounts, leads, and opportunities. See, again, they are all talking about this. Products code. Yes, I think we are all having this in our syllabus. Service cloud.
Okay. Okay.
Activity management again. Okay, it's they talk about what timeline activity follow. Data management. How do we insert and upload the data? That is what data management, duplicate management, import, export, reports, workflows, process builders, flows, process builders. So this app I was talking about, if you want to build, you can try it out. So desktop, mobile, lightning app builder, app exchange, basics. Hmm, I think guys, we have more than this. We have more than this in the syllabus. Plus whatever they're talking, already there in our syllabus. Maybe one or two points, one or two batches would be extra here. Even we'll cover up those things, which would be really helpful to
Okay.
you also.
Sure.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah, thank you. No
Okay.
problem.
Thank
So maybe another class here. What we do is we'll not take it up right away now. Um, for a revision, we will take this a trail mix. Unless
Okay.
Okay.
which I just went on a quick glance, I saw most of the things are there. So we'll focus on our area, and one day we'll keep it for revision, like what went wrong and what we missed. So I today how I glanced it out. The same way, I one day can sit with you guys and glance it out.
Okay.
So that
And
will
can
help
you
for you.
please send us the video? Sorry, I'm asking again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
today Saturday for me. Please, I'll upload it.
It
On my
will be
weekend only I
really
can do it.
helpful.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
weekend only I can do it stuff. Surely I'll help you out on this.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Thanks.